might get left behind. I want to make sure that doesn't happen. End quote. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
They can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips, and I am a revolutionary.
On Saturday, February 22nd, you are invited to A Night with the Panthers, a special fundraiser dedicated to supporting Black Panther veterans who now require assistance with essential needs such as medicine, food, and housing. These Black Panther veterans championed human rights, fed the hungry, educated the community, and stood as powerful symbols of resistance and resilience. Despite their incredible sacrifices, loving and serving the people did not come with retirement plans or financial security. So, now it's our time to honor their legacy and ensure that they are cared for with the dignity they deserve. You can help by attending and supporting A Night with the Panthers, Saturday, February 22nd, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Project 43 Team Post Center, 6841 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles. For more information, contact Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. That's Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. This is for all the folks who appreciate follow-through. Here's a quick recap of the KBLA Talk 1580 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. More than 6.4 million Southern Californians viewed our climate justice billboards and bus shelters. Another 1.5 million people listened to and or downloaded our weekly conversations with African American climate experts. Our KBLA Climate Justice web portal had 2.8 million unique visitors. Thousands more attended our 7 climate justice community events. More than 9.3 million riders saw our climate care messaging on metro buses and trains. And 39 million Americans accessed our C-SPAN Climate Justice Symposium. All told, our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign exceeded 471 million total impressions. KBLA Talk 1580 thanks all of our 2024 Climate Justice partners: LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, Sierra Club, California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, LA City Council member Curran D. Price Jr., the California Wellness Foundation, MWD, AQMD, and the Port of Los Angeles. Caring about the climate, caring about the community, changing the conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
In the Ferrari or Jaguar, switching 4 lanes with the top down, screaming out, money ain't a thing.
Bubble hard in the double law, flashing the rings with the window crack. Holla back, money ain't a thing.
Jigga, I don't like it if it don't gleam. In the hell with the price, but the money ain't a thing.
Put it down hard for my dogs that's locked in the bang. When you hit the bricks, new whips, money ain't a thing. Come on.
Y'all wanna floss with us? Come on. All across the board, we burn it up. Drop a little paper, baby, toss it up. Slacking on your pimpin', turn it up. See the money ain't a thing.
Welcome to Wealth Building Wednesdays, where we center Black, women, and BIPOC-owned businesses, highlight opportunities and initiatives for underrepresented entrepreneurs, and center socially innovative enterprises, building generational prosperity, fostering real networking, and recycling Black dollars. It's Wealth Building Wednesdays on KBLA Talk 1580.
And I'm always happy when I get to welcome folks into the studio, but I'm excited today to introduce you to a business that I have actually patronized and one that I think all of us could know a little bit more about if you're living in this area. He is the owner of that business. He's an herbalist, master nutritionist, healthy lifestyle transition coach, and more. The 2 businesses, actually, Beyond Vegan and Juice Bay. Welcome to the studio, Cameron Moore.
Thank you, Dominique. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. And look at you. You came bearing gifts.
I did.
Juice, and Juice. Black Cherry Chia Cleanser. Ooh, this looks good. Mm-hmm. I'm holding it up for my family in the YouTube chat. And Miles, am I holding it in the right place? Okay, so I think it started out with Juice Bay before Beyond Vegan, right?
No, it's actually the opposite.
The other way around.
Beyond Vegan started first.
Okay,
yes.
So tell me about Beyond Vegan.
So Beyond Vegan is something that it started because I had clients on the herbalist side that were having a hard time sticking to a nutrition plan.
Huh.
And so we would give them a piece of paper and say, hey, only eat the foods from this list. And we followed really closely to a list put together by a man named Dr. Sebi, which we called the Nutritional Guide. And people always had a hard time with that. So I had a few clients that said, hey, your food always looks really good. Maybe you could make a little extra and I could pay you for it. And so that's how it started. And it started with just a couple clients. I would just do this personally. And we deliver the food right to their doorstep. From there, it kind of transitioned into a lot of like celebrity type clients started finding me, and I was, kind of catering to them, putting programs together for them, providing their food, providing their herbs, and juice was part of the package. You get your lunch, your dinner, a cold pressed juice, a smoothie. At a certain point, I figured that not just kind of these elite types needed access to this, but everyone should have it. And so we figured out how to make this approachable, how to make it accessible, keep the pricing in line so that anyone that wanted a healthier lifestyle or transition could do so. And we strategically, located our business in areas where we would have access. And so from there, the juices just kind of took on a life of their own, and we spun those off and grew them into their own brand.
Okay, so it was actually just the opposite of what I thought. And then the Juice Babe is, you have it at Beyond Vegan.
That's right.
But you also have it other places. Is it on Instagram? How do people find the juice?
Yeah, you could definitely find us on Instagram. So the one thing about our entire program was accessibility. Right. We wanted to make it really easy for people to have access to good, clean, healthy alternatives. So here in the local area, anything within a 50-mile radius, a courier is going to pull up to your door with all your clean food, all your juices, all your herbal supplements, natural spring water, everything that you need to transition it to a healthier lifestyle.
Wow. So it just deliver the healthy lifestyle. Then
That's
all you
right.
have to do is not eat other things and you'll be good.
That's it. That's right. So we took a lot of those hurdles out of the way. You don't have to decide. You don't have to research, figure out what to eat. Just say yes, check the box, and the stuff is just going to show up. Anything outside of a 50-mile radius, we actually ship overnight.
Oh, wow. So you'll ship to people across the country?
Any doorstep in the United States.
So anybody actually, I did not know that. That's wild. So anybody can get on the Beyond Vegan program no matter where you are in the U.S., and it's actually pretty, you make it easy for folks.
Really easy.
That's amazing.
Super proud to announce we just had another partnership that we just took on that increases our capabilities and increases our distribution. We're going to start opening up the Texas market. And so immediately we become a national brand, distribution in 13 different states, huge amounts of capacity. We really want to change the landscape. We want to change the conversation, and we really want to make it cool for our people to get healthy. And, people say, okay, it's a juice, it's a meal. For every clean juice that we can replace a sugary drink for, we're that much better. We're that much closer every time that we can replace one meal. And so it's not about being completely vegan. It's not about you got to be hardcore this or that. It starts with steps. We just take a step. Hey, we replaced that meal. Now, hey, you know what? That food was really good. Let's do a 3-day plan. 3 days out of the week, I'm not eating any meat. I'm going to eat clean food. And we're really looking for people to help them develop a lifestyle that's going to be sustainable for a lifetime. Everybody's not going to be vegan.
I mean, I call myself a vegan omnivore because I don't eat pork, but everything else I will eat. I just love vegan food because they do great vegetables. Yeah, right. And all of us thrive when we eat more vegetables.
That's right.
No matter what your trip is.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good approach. I used to interviewed Dr. Sebi on my show when I was host of The Front Page, and we used to fight all the time. People idolize Sebi now because of Nipsey Hussle, and because he, is no longer with us, he died or was killed in Honduras, depending on who you believe. But the reason we would argue is because Dr. Sebi, he had such a long list of things he did not want you to eat. And I was saying, like, you're telling people don't eat carrots because they're hybrids, but these people over here living on Cheetos. Like, to me, a carrot seems like a step in the right direction.
For the most part, I agree. For the most part, I agree. I spent a good amount of time with Sebi. I was able to glean a lot of information from.
Don't get me wrong, that we didn't only argue. I was definitely listening to what he said about,
for sure,
the properties of food, the electrical properties of food, and why our body needs those and such.
But you are absolutely right, and so that's one of the things that we have kind of changed about our approach. We want our approach to be approachable. We're not trying to tell people they can't never eat this or ever eat that. Again, it's about developing a lifestyle that's going to be sustainable for a lifetime. And we got to start somewhere. So we got to meet people where they're at. And you're absolutely right. A carrot over a Cheeto all day. All day. You know what I mean? That's an easy call.
Yeah, easy call. But also, I think because I had my own health challenges that I decided, I use my show to fix them. I've interviewed many herbalists. I mean, many of the great herbalists and holistic people and vegan chefs, because I was going to school to learn how to take care of myself and hoping that my family would come with me, my on-air family would come with me, and many did. But there are a lot of those folks that don't believe in a transition. They want you to go from 0 to 60.
Yeah.
And for most of us, that doesn't work.
It's a non-starter. It's a non-starter.
Or you start and it lasts about 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Like, I was vegan for a day.
Yeah.
So, but you say that one of your specialties is transition. So what does that mean? A transition, a lifestyle transition, healthy lifestyle transition. What does that really mean? It
means let's take a look at where you're at right now, right? And so for some people, some of our clients and customers, they're already down the road. They're already on the path. They're already eating electric foods. They're already eating alkaline. They're already vegan. And really, they just need somebody to help them make it easy, right?
Yeah.
So they know exactly what they're walking into. They know exactly what our food and juice is. They know exactly what they're looking for. We're just making it convenient for them. But then there's other people that they need a process.
Yeah.
There's a whole piece of education that's got to go along with this. There's a whole palate change that's got to go along with this, because here's the thing we got to realize. Food is near and dear to us.
Yeah.
Man, it is a comfortable place. Food means so much more to us than just nutrition. It's a love language for a lot of us.
Yeah, well, you're looking at one of them.
Okay.
I am a foodie all day long.
That's right.
But part of that palate change, which you're talking about, not just getting a taste for things that are healthier, but for me, it's also starting, and this doesn't always work, but starting to embrace how a food makes me feel rather than just how it tastes.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're doing is tricking people into getting healthy. And so our approach was to make sure we would develop a flavor profile first that we were looking to attain. And then we reverse engineer a recipe to use really good and clean ingredients. So that pop to the palate is there. And then people are like, okay, what's this made of? Well, it's made of some things you probably never even heard of. Things like chayote and nopales and amaranth and fonio and all these things that are really, really good for you that in your normal day-to-day life you would probably never come across.
Yeah. I remember Dr. Goss, the great Dr. Goss, he always used to talk about, if in a perfect world, we would eat all the micronutrients in the world. So that variety of foods and nutrients is super important. And most of us kind of get into a rut and we eat the same thing.
Same things over and
over. We cook all the nutrition out of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The human body's amazing. It's amazing that we survive, to be honest with you.
You hit the nail on the head. It's amazing. We punish the body. We don't give it what it needs. We take it through, and it just shows up for us every day.
It's really, the more you learn, the more stunning that is. We're talking with Cameron Moore. He's in our Wealth Building Wednesday Spotlight. Can't wait to hear about how to access these products. What are some of the kinds of things that he's making and doing? All that straight ahead on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-237-8585. That's 800-237-8585. Again, that's 800-237-8585.
You say you never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, know it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? HIMS can help. Get started at hims.com/joy. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting rules for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
I'm sure you've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie. If you qualify, their providers can prescribe medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1 medications that are 80 to 90% less expensive, all 100% online.
I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelfie can provide semaglutide or tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, but for 80 to 90% less and shipped directly to your door.
How do I get started with Zelfie?
Just send them a text.
Text BEST to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic, but for 80 to 90% less and 100% online. Don't wait. Text BEST to 200-300 right now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text BEST to 200-300. That's BEST to 200-300. BEST to 200-300.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
We're talking with Cameron Moore. Now, this is, for me, one of my sweet spots. I love talking about nutrition and food and the crossroads between being healthy and being tasty. Mm-hmm. And that to me is the absolute sweet spot, because I myself have been on this journey for many years, ever since they told me I had some kind of long-term disease, and I ate my way out of it, ate and exercised my way out of it. So I know that it can make a difference for people. And, like you said, any little change, each step that you take is going to make a difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what we like is to see a snowball effect. It's like, wow, I ate that kind of food for a couple of days, and I kind of noticed, I was feeling better, and I was going to the bathroom a little bit better, and I had a little bit more energy. And there's this unwritten contract between us and our body. And our body wants us to stick to the contract, and that contract is, hey, you give me good stuff, I'm going to give back to you. I'm going to give you great energy. You're going to be healthy. You're going to be moving around. You're going to feel great. And so when we begin to put good things in, we're reminded of that contract, and the body responds in kind, like, hey. And so what we like to do is start getting some momentum, and we do a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more.
And as folks get older, a lot of people complain that they don't have energy. I feel like people think it's too late to make a change. And it's amazing how fast you can see a difference, right?
Absolutely. I have had groups of, 70 plus, 80 plus year old folks that come in, and I'm talking about change is drastic and amazing. They come in and they're like, hey, I got all the stuff all the old folks got. I got arthritis, I got high blood pressure, I got diabetes, and we put them on a program, and these things just start to dissipate very quickly. And the next thing you know, they're starting walking groups in their neighborhood, getting their their friends out and walking in the evenings. They're doing water aerobics. They out line dancing, and
because the energy difference is significant for anybody, whether you go all in or you go a little bit in. So how do folks access your products? How do we support your business? Everyone's talking about boycotting Target, so you can get your juice and food from Juice Bay and Beyond Vegan.
Absolutely. So
a Black-owned business.
We are physically located in Westchester. We're at 6208 West 87th Street, and that's in Westchester, really close to LAX. If you're in the local area, you can either find us on social media at Beyond Vegan Eats or at Juice Bay LA. You can find us on social media. You can call us at the cafe. Any of these methods of contacting us, we can get you set up. Whether it's you'd like a delivery for the day, you can get that. If you'd like to get on one of our meal plan subscriptions, you can do that also. The meal plans are very customizable. We're on an 8-week rotating menu. There's over 85 different recipes.
Wow, that's
the idea is that people do not get bored, right? So we want to give them variety, and we want to make sure that we're exposing them to the entire diaspora of good, clean, healthy foods, exposing them to things they normally wouldn't eat. If you are out of state, these things are still accessible to you. You can do a juice cleanse with us. We do juice cleanses. You can do a 1-day juice cleanse. You can do a 7-day juice cleanse. You can do a 30-day juice cleanse.
How often do you recommend a cleanse?
I think cleansing is a lifestyle.
Okay.
I think that it is something that should be incorporated on a regular basis. And what that looks like is kind of individualized. What are your goals? Where are you at? What you got going on? What's your lifestyle like? What's your health history? But I tell you, there's a secret hack. And there are some of these beautiful Black women who are in Hollywood that I've had the pleasure of having as clients. And for years, they fast every Monday. Nothing. They don't eat anything. Just juice. And that's like one of their secrets. That's one of their hacks.
Right.
And so they just take one day out of the week and they don't eat anything. And I believe that when we give our bodies that break, it's exponential on the back end. Like we're literally adding time onto our life. We're literally ducking and dodging things, because let's talk about why we actually do the fasting and juice cleansing. When we take digestion off the table, which is one of the bodily functions that takes the most energy.
Yeah.
And let's not even think about the fact that most of the stuff that we're putting in our body can't process that stuff anyway. It doesn't know what it is. The code isn't there, and it takes so much energy to break it down. When we take that off the table, now the body can concentrate on what it's really supposed to be doing, and that is constant maintenance and repair. Maintenance and repair. Maintenance and repair. It's not even rocket science. The body knows exactly what to do. We're not doing anything. We're just giving the body an opportunity to do what it loves to do, and that's fix itself. And so we take digestion off the table and let the body go.
Yeah. Anyone who's ever had a baby knows the body knows what to do.
Hello.
You just turn into an incubator.
Yeah.
CW Real Estate in the chat says pomegranate over Ozempic. The whole injection craze, if you will, is that taking our eye off the ball in terms of well-being?
Oh, absolutely. Everybody's looking for a shortcut.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking for a shortcut and the blowback. I'm seeing it, right? I'm seeing it. They go on the Ozempic, and then they show up over here to me like, this is what's happened. And so even with just big picture, right? Not even talking about that particular drug in general. We can't play with the body in that way. There's a divine order in the body. And when we start to introduce things that are unnatural to the body, trick the body into doing things that are not in alignment, there's going to be blowback. How can you think there's not? You are changing the entire metabolic process, right? Mm-hmm. And so then when you come off of that, what happens now? Your body's been tricked. You've introduced chemicals into your body that are going to make it do things that it's not supposed to do. It's going to accelerate certain things. It's going to slow down other things. Now, how do we get back? And we just got to get out of that mind state. It's like, okay, technology is cool. Okay, breakthroughs are cool. But man, we didn't have any problems before. It's like we're trying to fix something that wasn't broken. When we ate clean, whole foods, we didn't have these problems. And so everybody wants a microwave solution real quick. But man, I'm telling you, there's some scary stuff on the other side of it. I see it all the time. So, it's like, I'd rather see people be fat and happy than going on these injections and these pills and stuff.
Well, you know what? Can you stay with me one more break?
Of course.
Okay, that'd be great, because we haven't even gotten to the herbs yet.
No,
we haven't even touched on the herbs. And what I will say is that I feel like I am a human experiment. Maybe I've been experimenting on myself. But when I go and I see the state that's I don't like going to class reunions and stuff, because I'm like, why are these people old? I'm not old.
Right.
What happened to them?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even fully vegan. I'm not even, as dedicated as I could be, but I eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits. I do cleanse. I do herbs. I do study what will help me get from point. Miles will tell you.
No, nobody has to tell.
My vegetable juice
it's apparent.
breakfast.
It's apparent. When I walked in here and I looked at you, it's apparent that you're doing something different from what most people are doing.
Well, thank you. So over the course of 10, 20, 30, I've been a health enthusiast my whole life. The difference is exponential. So, and especially right now, a lot of folks are stressed, right, with what's happening in Washington. So we need these words and we need this access. So we're going to extend this even a little bit more. It's a Wealth Building Wednesday on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know with BIN News. The White House highlighted President Trump's first week actions in its first press briefing, including immigration raids, drones in New Jersey, and a federal aid freeze. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt noted Trump's strong stance on immigration and fiscal responsibility. Police in Coral Gables, Florida, stopped 2 vans transporting 26 Chinese migrants. 2 alleged smugglers were arrested and a firearm was recovered. U.S. Homeland Security is now handling the investigation. Google will rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America and Mount Denali to Mount McKinley in Google Maps, following President Trump's recent changes. Users in other countries will see both names. And CNN anchor Jim Acosta is leaving the network amid a lineup shakeup. Reports say CNN wanted to move him from his 10 a.m. slot to a midnight slot. Acosta has been with CNN since 2007. I'm Bree Wood with the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Need better hot water? Water Heaters Only makes replacing your water heater easy. With one call and great pricing, Water Heaters Only can have you back in hot water the same day, within hours of your call. Visit waterheatersonly.com. That's waterheatersonly.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers had a bad night in Philadelphia. They lost to the Sixers 118-104. A loss more troubling because the Sixers did not have Joel Embiid or Paul George. The Lakers committed 22 turnovers, 8 by LeBron. LeBron was able to drop 31 points. The Lakers are at Washington on Thursday. The Clippers are back in action tonight. They're at San Antonio. Magic Johnson is part of a new fundraising initiative created by California Governor Gavin Newsom to support rebuilding efforts for wildfire victims. Joining Magic is Dodgers Chairman Mark Walter and Casey Wasserman, lead organizer for the 2028 Summer Olympics in LA. Magic said his main focus will be the Black residents in Altadena who lost homes and property. Quote from Magic, "Those people might get left behind, I want to make sure that doesn't happen. End quote. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your nature-made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
The following is not a contest and is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways with the purpose of soliciting sales of vacation ownership. For complete details, please visit fvgradio.com. If you want a complimentary stay in Cancun at a luxury resort, then Family Vacation Getaways may have your ticket to paradise. We're giving away a 5-day and 4-night stay to the first qualified 50 callers who can name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. An animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. Do you know it? Call now, 800-868-6431, 800-868-6431. You may also be eligible for an exciting bonus vacation to Orlando, Florida for just $398. And don't worry about anything ruining your plans. We can extend your travel up to 18 months. Name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird, and you may be eligible to get a complimentary Cancun resort stay and an optional bonus vacation to Orlando for just $398. What are you waiting for? Call 800-868-6431. Again, call 800-868-6431 and give us your answer.
Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? I didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, so I have kidnapped Cameron Moore. I won't let him leave the studio. He's an herbalist, master nutritionist, healthy lifestyle transition coach. He's the owner of Beyond Vegan Nutrition, which, if for those in LA, it's in Westchester, over there by Kohl's and Trader Joe's.
On the other side.
Yeah, on the other side, but that part of town.
Like truck
right,
stands
right.
and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, right over there. And for those on the internets, it's Juice Bay LA.
Uh-huh.
And Beyond Vegan Eats. Beyond Vegan Eats. On Instagram, you can order and make it easy. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about herbs. And another reason I'm so glad you're here is because people are so stressed out. I've been talking my friends off the ledge. And to me, times like this are when we really are tempted to go just eat ice cream and French fries and chicken because it's comfort food. But if we were being smart, we would lean into nutritionally dense foods that help our body, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. The go-to is to revert to those things that we call comfort foods. But here's a hack. At this point, there's a healthier version of any type of comfort food you might be looking for.
Praise God.
There really is.
And I know where they are all over the city.
There's some clean stuff out here. You want ice cream, man? There's some people making some really clean ice cream.
Yeah.
Out of coconut and things like that. So, Just
That's
take the
true.
time. And there's a mind state shift that has to happen. During the break, we were talking about how I started selling herbs here in the Baldwin Crenshaw Mall. And I became acutely aware that it's here first.
The mental.
There's a mind state shift that has to happen. We will easily lay down $100, $150, $250 on a pair of shoes. We will easily spend $300, $400 on hair and getting our hair done. But when it comes to in here, now we want to go cheap. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's my theory. You know, Steve Jobs had all the money in the world, but his body broke down.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you have any measure of health, you have more wealth than Steve Jobs. That's how I look at it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I don't think I have a pair of shoes that cost over $35, $40, but I will spend on herbs. I will spend on good, clean food.
And I will spend money getting my hair done too.
Yep.
But I do value, you know, that's more expensive. Well, yes or no, go to a farmer's market, you know, you can find organic foods and healthy foods. But with herbs, you know, I know a lot of us think you can take something and it'll magically make everything go away. It's not quite that.
No, it's close though.
Really? You think so?
Oh gosh, the herbs are magic.
I mean, but you got to drink water and eat healthy and get rest, right?
Yeah, kind of. The herbs are magic.
Kind of.
Yeah, the herbs are magic. I just really want to be clear. So here's the one thing that I do tell people. Okay, so we've come into this information, and now we know we should be eating cleaner, right? We should be eating good, clean food. Even people that say they eat a vegan lifestyle. Okay, cool. But we're still battling some environmental things. So, you know, we're eating clean food, but the soil is nutrient depleted. The air is polluted. The water table isn't what it used to be. And so even in the good, clean foods that we source, that we give, in order to get the level of nutrition that we would really need, we'd have to eat a refrigerator full of that stuff every day.
Right.
So the herbs are like the magic hack. They are the concierge or the middleman between us and the nutrients, because they are able to take solid minerals and turn them into a liquid form. And they're able to bring that liquid through the roots, the stems, the shafts, the barks, the leaves of these plants, and turn into a form that we can assimilate. And so, you know, when we start talking about herbs, people, they get weirded out.
Do they?
They do. They
that surprises
do.
me. I guess
you'd be so surprised. They want to know. They're scared. Like, how safe is this? And what I'm like, man, did you ask your doctor?
Yeah, right. You can always go ask your doctor if it.
I'm saying, did you ask your doctor what's in that prescription that he gave you?
Well, right.
Right? Guess what? He doesn't know. A doctor's not a pharmacist. A doctor's not a chemist. There's absolutely no integrity there. They are prescribing you something that they have absolutely no idea what's in it, and they don't know how it was made. Meanwhile, I got all these beautiful herbs that are sourced from God's plants all across the planet. I know exactly what's in there. And
I mean, honestly, a lot of pharmaceuticals are based on herbs.
They are.
They are processed. And
they
have things added to them, but.
They are. And ain't nothing going to be better than the original. And so, yeah, these herbs, I mean, the what people don't realize is herbs are nothing but food.
So, right, exactly. They're plants, just like lettuce. So when people come to you, you consult them about what herbs they might enhance their lives. Is that how it works?
Absolutely.
They can contact you through the Instagram or come see you at the spot and get a schedule a consultation.
Schedule consultations, yeah. You know, I mean, people can come in and we can kind of guide them about, hey, you know, this is probably a good thing for you right now, so and so. But, you know, a lot of times they're dealing with some clear and present health challenges that require a little bit, you know, digging a little bit deeper to understand kind of where they've been and where they're at and put them on a plan to get them to where they need to be.
Honey Brown 24 says saying just be fat and happy is out of order by the guest. I think she took offense to that. I'm not sure why. I think you were making the comparison that it's better to deal with your natural condition than to take on a pharmaceutical, in your opinion.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm saying. And I mean, I don't know how people felt about that.
I mean, I understand the controversy because I mean, I have a little rant on my YouTube, which follow me. I don't have that many followers, DiPrima Radio, where it's called I can't say it on the radio, Revenge of the Skinny Bees, because I was reacting to the whole Lizzo phenomena where everyone's like, oh, we're big and beautiful, and that's fine. Be happy who you are, but there also are diseases that are associated with obesity.
Absolutely.
Like breast cancer, heart disease, stroke. And so, and now Lizzo, I don't know if she's on Ozempic or what.
I don't know, but
now she's thin, and so you were lying to people all the rest of the time. I don't know. I don't mean to be judgmental or body shaming.
Yeah, I just think that there may be an underlying assumption that is a false assumption, and that is that it is better to take something unnatural and lose the weight versus just having the weight. And that's not true.
I mean, so originally that was meant for diabetics who doctors felt if they lost the weight would get them within a healthy range, or people who are morbidly obese who, are having trouble walking and talking and breathing. No, you still don't agree with it?
No, there's no part of me that's going to agree with putting these drugs in your body. I'm just not. So it's like, make a decision. There's so many other ways to get some results than that. But it is multisystemic. It is overt. It is intentional to keep us on this hamster wheel of pharmaceuticals. It is. And I'm just not into that because I know better. It's like I'm sitting on this side of it, and I've seen what happens, and I see it every day. So I can't ignore that. I just can't.
Were you surprised when Dr. Sebi became like a celebrity after working with him for years?
Not really, because I believe in divine timing of things. And so there were people so to be clear, what's happening is that we're all just adding on a little bit to the research that was done before us.
Right.
Right? Because we were given the most technically advanced piece of machinery ever known, and that's the human body. But it didn't come with an owner's manual. So we're reverse engineering the owner's manual. And so Sebi built on the information that people who came before him, and he added some more and added some more. But here's the thing about Sebi. He came right at the transition time where information didn't die with the individual. Information began to move at the speed of light. He came in when social media was starting to pop.
Yeah, that's true.
Where YouTube was starting to pop, where his conversations and his speeches could be memorialized forever and begin to spread not only to his peers, but generations up under him. The youngsters. Like I got a big, large group of young people, 19, 20, 23.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. And that's one of the reasons why I always mention Dr. Goss, because I think he was slightly before that. And I know a lot of people were trained by Dr. Goss. And Dr. Goss was a chemist.
That's right.
He left his job as an organic chemist and became an herbalist.
And he was growing food, and he was growing herbs, and he was he was on it. But but a lot of people don't know about him because the things that were available, near the end of Sebi's time just wasn't available for him.
Yeah. Well, during 2020, when it was the emergency phase of the pandemic, I was never going out of my house, but Spirit told me, go see Dr. Goss. And I went, and it was my last interview with them.
Yeah.
I went, and I was looking crazy. I see the pictures. I'm like, you went out the house like that? But Spirit told me go talk to Dr. Goss.
So I grew up with Dr. Goss and New Body products.
Yeah.
I've been taking New Body products since I was a child.
And now you have your own line.
And now I have my own line.
Which are available at the store.
They're available at the store. We ship those nationwide also.
Okay, so look, I have to ask you. Molly Bell says, "Are you?" She says, she's from Compton. Is our guest supportive of Robert Kennedy? Just asking. Explain why. Either way.
I mean, I heard some sound bites, some cool things that he's talking about. Proof's in the pudding. I mean, hey,
yeah, I think RFK for me, Junior, is confusing because he says some things that we've been fighting for our whole lives. He talks about the pharmaceutical companies. He talks about, some of the regulations that are problematic. He questions sort of the official line. But on the other hand, this guy, don't trust him. I don't. And not only that, when I heard his cousin talking about him yesterday, she said all his kids are vaccinated. He takes pharmaceuticals, but he doesn't want you to. So if you're not walking the walk, please don't talk the talk.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really big into politics or anything. Like I said, I've heard some sound bites. If he is going to challenge the efficacy, the morality, the constitutionality of compulsory immunizations, I like that. I don't think compulsory immunizations are.
There's just so
a good
much
thing.
bad stuff that comes with it.
Yeah, and I think there should be a higher level of choice and decision that is available to parents and to people.
Yeah,
I think that, and if he's on board with that, then cool. I'm on board with that. I don't know his other politics.
Says he's anti-vax, but he vaccinates his kids. Like, what? Really? Okay.
And that's cool too. What I'm saying is,
it's not cool.
if that's what he decides,
right?
I just think there should be more decision making available to parents. Let them decide.
Yeah. Well, can we also get more educating going along with that?
Absolutely.
That's the part that is really missing. Okay, so where do you want to leave us this morning? Well, first, before I say that, what would you, for the people that are really stressing right now, the ones, my friends that are calling me, is there an herbal something that you would recommend, I mean, that can help people kind of find their way toward balance, or some kind of nutritional item that you would recommend to start?
Yeah. We make a product. It's called Full Spectrum. It's kind of like our version of a daily multivitamin, but all plant-based. It's got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So people are becoming more familiar with sea moss and its benefits. And so we have that as a foundation in there. We've got things in there to help clean the blood, build the blood.
Full spectrum, it's called.
Yeah, we got things in there. Full spectrum nutrition. It's got things in there to help build the immune system, antibacterial, antimicrobial, antiviral. We've got things in there to help with blood flow and cholesterol. We've got things in there to help keep the body in a more alkalized state. Things in there for the joint health, help regulate blood pressure.
So some kind of a superfood supplement is what
really
what you're suggesting as a starting point.
As a starting point. And as a starting point, just go eat some vegetables and some fruit.
Yeah.
Just eat them. Man.
Right. All of the fancy stuff to the side. Just take in some vegetables and fruit.
We could start there. Yeah. And you don't need an expert. You don't need a consultation. You don't need none. Just go buy some good, clean vegetables and eat them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm trying to let you leave, but now they have more questions.
Come on.
In the chat.
I got some time.
All right. KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I feel so alone. I'm embarrassed to talk about it.
How can I help my kid if I can't help myself?
I can't remember when I wasn't stressed.
I don't like stress.
When you feel overwhelmed by your thoughts and emotions, it's okay to get help.
You are not alone. CalHope is here for you with free, safe, and confidential mental health resources for youth, young adults, families, and you. Find support now at calhope.org.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project. Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail, and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty, and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting rules for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
I'm sure you've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie. If you qualify, their providers can prescribe medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1 medications that are 80 to 90% less expensive, all 100% online.
I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelfie can provide semaglutide or tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, but for 80 to 90% less and shipped directly to your door.
How do I get started with Zelfie?
Just send them a text.
Text BEST to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic, but for 80 to 90% less and 100% online. Don't wait. Text BEST to 200-300 right now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text BEST to 200-300. That's BEST to 200-300. BEST to 200-300.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
Okay, you've set a record, a new record, our longest ever Wealth Building Wednesday. The juices in front of me, I see Pure Pear, Blackberry Chia Cleanser, Cammy's Cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
That's the one named for my baby, Cammy. Shout out to Cammy.
Shout out to Cammy, who we met today.
Yes.
Herbal apple and something else.
Cactus Cooler.
Cactus Cooler. Why do we want cactus?
Oh, wow. Cactus, nopal cactus. If we look, that's one of the things that we do, right? So you look at the characteristics of plants, and that will give you an indicator of what it can do for your body. So what do we know about the cactus? We know the cactus thrives in desert conditions, right? So we know it has the ability to retain water, retain hydration. These are characteristics that you can count on for it to do for your body.
Okay. Cactus have really good boundaries, too. I wonder if it helps with that.
Right?
Shay Wafers hit me up in the DM. She says, do you agree, does my guest agree that obesity is a disease?
Obesity is a disease. It depends on how we define disease.
Okay.
I mean, we look at what people call disease as different states of the body. And our platform says that it's not happenstance. It's not something that happens to you. It's something that you do.
It's behavior.
It is.
Okay, so let's go through these questions. Let's speed round because there's a lot of questions. My mom uses turmeric and ginger in her cooking. That's DJ Black 909.
So we don't use turmeric.
Not at all.
No. Turmeric's a hybrid. And
back to that Dr. Sebi thing.
Yeah. And so people don't understand that thing about hybrids and why we don't.
Right, and we could do a whole show around that.
Yeah, but basically, it wasn't originally on this planet.
Right.
It was something that man grafted and made. So we stay away from turmeric. I mean, does it have some anti-inflammatory properties? Yes, but it's also got some blowback. Ginger is good. We want to stay away from the hybridized ginger. If you see the ones, the roots are huge and thick like that, that's not what we want. We want the ones with the thinner roots.
Oh, okay.
But ginger's good.
Glyphosate, fluoride, and other items.
Stay away from it. Like, here's the thing. All these ingredients, here's one baseline. Man, if you go get food, your food shouldn't have a lot of ingredients.
Right. What about DJ 909? He says, DJ Black 909, I've been doing meatless Monday diet for a few years, one day of the week.
Sounds good to me.
It's a place to start. What about eating? Crusher wants to know, what about eating foods according to your blood type? Is that a thing?
I think that's a little bit overcomplicated. I think there's a whole lot that we could do first before we even get there. So we all are a little bit different. We all have some genetic things that are in us based on not just our parents, but our lineage, our ethnicity. That was one of the big things that happened with Sebi when he went to the court. There was a thing called, gene food consistency. We're not all of the same genotype, therefore we don't all require the exact same type of nutrition. But that's overcomplicating things. There's a lot of work to do before we even get to that level. Let's just cut out packaged, processed, chemical, fake food. Let's do that first. Then we can get over there. We're getting in the weeds with that. And that's just another way for people to sell you some more stuff. Like, oh, you got to get your blood type done.
So even like, Honey Brown 24 is also asking about the Mediterranean diet, fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins.
Man, people want to hold on to that meat. Okay, cool. If it's better than what you're doing now, sounds good. It's not the end game. It's definitely not
the end game for you is vegan.
The end game for me is vegan. The end game for everybody might not be that.
I'm laughing because people call things plant-based. Everything is plant-based
right.
now, But yeah, so healthy vegan. Vegan, that includes fruits and vegetables, not just a lot of processed food. Vegan.
Yeah. If you're going
not beyond
vegan
meat
and
vegan.
Oh no, man, you're not doing yourself. You're not doing yourself a good thing. So some of these things are what we call transition foods, right? When we still kind of need to feel a certain type of way and feel like we're eating a burger and this and that. But those are only transition. You can't stay there. You got to move on.
This has been a great conversation. Remind people how to get in touch with you, get your foods.
Absolutely. So again, our cafe is located in Westchester. We're at 6208 West 87th Street. You can find us on social media, Juice Bay LA, Beyond Vegan Eats. You can give us a call. You can send us an email. You can go to the website at beyondveganlifestyle.com. Any type of way you want to reach us, and we're here. And the thing that we really love is if you've ever been there, if you've ever interacted with us, our staff, it's an experience.
Yeah,
right?
It's nice. Very nice.
Yeah, good
I
energy.
enjoyed it. I popped in, had no idea where I was popping into, and I was like, oh, I got to get these guys on the show.
We're glad
so
to have
glad
you.
I did.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, thanks
Absolutely.
for coming.
Yeah,
all right, sure. we talking to each other off the ledge. We got the doctors are in. That's next on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. The White House highlighted President Trump's first week actions in its first press briefing, including immigration raids, drones in New Jersey, and a federal aid freeze. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt noted Trump's strong stance on immigration and fiscal responsibility. Police in Coral Gables, Florida, stopped 2 vans transporting 26 Chinese migrants. 2 alleged smugglers were arrested and a firearm was recovered. U.S. Homeland Security is now handling the investigation. Google will rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America and Mount Denali to Mount McKinley in Google Maps, following President Trump's recent changes. Users in other countries will see both names. And CNN anchor Jim Acosta is leaving the network amid a lineup shakeup. Reports say CNN wanted to move him from his 10 a.m. slot to a midnight slot. Acosta has been with CNN since 2007. I'm Bree Wood with the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.